Hi everyone, how are we all doing? It's the third one of these of the summer now. It's almost time for Bloodstock Festival. So today we're going to go through the lineup and look at who you should go and see if you're going this year. Some of these bands you'll definitely have heard of before, and some of them you might not have done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each band, and then we'll show you where they're on, what time they're on, what day, etc. And then go through 3 songs that you can use as a jumping off point if you've never listened to them before. Now these set times are taken from the current Clash Finder listings, and they are subject to change because I don't think the official set times have been released yet. So just bear that in mind, that some of these might change, but roughly this is the expected set times for each one. Starting chronologically then, there are 3 days of music on the main stage, but what you might not know is that the Thursday, the very first day, there is some bands still on the Sophie Lancaster stage. So we're going to start with the Thursday, the band that's headlining that stage, a band called Skinned. They're on the Thursday on the Sophie stage between 11:15 p.m. and midnight, so it goes on quite late on that first night. From what I've listened to them, it sounds a bit like Sleep Token mixed with The Prodigy. It's really interesting kind of mix, and all their songs are about real crimes of history. So that the 3 songs I'm going to highlight are Jim Jones, John Wayne Gacy and Tyler Hadley, which are all the names of people involved in real crimes in history. So each song has a bit of history to it, and it's something a bit different. It definitely sounds not what you'd expect from Bloodstock, but also perfectly what you'd expect from Bloodstock, so definitely go and check them out. Moving on to the Friday then, we have Fit for an Autopsy. These are on the main stage between 4:05 and 5:10. And if you want to go and check them out, you can listen to Fear Tomorrow, The Sea of Tragic Beasts and Far From Heaven. Next up we've got In Flames, a band that I really enjoy listening to. They're the main support on the main stage on the Friday between 5 to 7 and 5 to 8, so an hour long set. And the 3 songs that you should go and check out by them are Deliver Us, The Truth and Sounds of a Playground Fading. Moving on to Friday night's headliners then, the metalcore legends that are Killswitch Engage. Now they're headlining the main stage on the Friday night. They're on from 9:10 to 11:20, and the big obvious one that everyone says is My Curse. Always, which is a bit of a slower one, and then Strength of the Mind is a bit more modern. I don't know what exactly they're going to play, whether they're going to do as like a throwback set, or is it going to be in tandem with the new album, but you can expect an absolutely roaring set regardless. Moving on to the Saturday then, you've got Seething Akira. These are on the main stage on the Saturday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:25, and if you want to go and check some of their stuff out, you can listen to Punishment Instructions, Smile Thief and Gravity. Number 6 then, a band that I didn't initially think were heavy enough for Bloodstock, but I've soon learned I was wrong. Royal Republic. They're on the main stage on the Saturday between 12:45 and 1:25, and if you want to go and listen to some of their stuff, you've got Getting Along, Baby and Back From The Dead. Later in the day on that Saturday then, a band called Trollfest. Now there is no sane way for me to explain Trollfest. You literally just have to listen to them to understand it, and even then you might not understand it. They're on the Sophie stage on the Saturday night from 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock, and if you want to go and listen to them, check out Dance Like a Pink Flamingo, Espen Bin Askeladen, and I apologise to anyone watching in Finland for this, Soul Skins Medicine. There you go. So yeah, definitely go and check them out. They seem like an absolute blast. And then to round out the Saturday, you've got the absolute gent godfathers that is Meshuggah. These are the main stage. Obviously they're headlining from 9:10 to 11:20, and if you want to go and check some of their stuff out, I mean, they have decades of absolutely amazing songs, but go and check out Bleed, Demiurge and Rational Gaze. Moving into the Sunday then, you've got Church of the Cosmic Skull. They're playing on the Sophie stage between 5:25 and 6:10, and It sounds kind of like ABBA. Yeah. Go and listen to Last Words of a Dying God, Go by the River, Cold Sweat. It kind of sounds like hippie disco music, but there's like with a rock twist. It's very interesting to say the least. And then number 10, the last band on this list, the absolute thrash titans that are Megadeth. They are headlining the main stage on the Sunday night to round out the festival, and they're playing between 9:10 and 11:20. And I feel like they have so many songs that everyone knows already that I don't even need to list 3. But if you really want to go and listen to them, you've got Holy War's The Punishment Due, Sweating Bullets, and Trust. So that's 10 bands that are on the 2 big main stages at Bloodstock this year. But there's also a stage dedicated to up-and-coming artists. This is the New Blood stage. Now, for some bands, they win a spot on this stage by competing in Metal to the Masses competition. You might have heard of this because throughout the year, there's heats in all areas over the UK, and then the winners of these heats compete again in a grand final, and then the top 10 who get the most votes get to play at this year's Bloodstock Festival. So this happens every year, and if you want to keep an eye on anyone that might end up playing next year, make sure to check out your local heat, find out when they're on, and then you get to vote on anyone that you take a liking to and you want to send through to Bloodstock next year. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the bands that won this year's Metal to the Masses heats, when they're on. There's no official times for them yet because the times haven't been released, but I'll tell you what day they're on. Obviously they're all on the same stage, the New Blood stage, and then again go through 3 songs that you might want to go and check out online. First off, the winners that are appearing on the Friday, we've got the Oxford winners, Shoot to Kill. Now when I first listened to them, the first thing I thought of was Slipknot. So if you like that kind of stuff, then you can go and check out songs from them. Plague, Beautiful End to a Horrible Tale, and Better Off. Second, we've got the winners of Devon and Cornwall. This is a band called Apathy. They're only a young band, formed about 2 years ago, and they're going to be one of those bands that you're going to want to say you caught them while they were small. When they're higher up the lineup in years to come, you'll be able to say, I was there for that very first tiny show that they did at Bloodstock. And they've only got 2 songs available on Spotify right now, but if you want to go and listen to them, they are Grave Walker and Vain. Next up, the Bournemouth winners, To Obey a Tyrant. This is for fans of Lorna Shore. It's a bit more deathcore, with some symphonic elements thrown in as well. And if you want to go and check them out, they've got Of Fire and Sulphur, Sermon of Serpents, and Sacrificial Slaughter. That was a lot of S's. Next up, the Merseyside winners, my local lads, Devil's Henchmen. This is like your classic thrash, really good thrash metal band, and if you want to go and check them out, then you can listen to Built by Hate, Take My Hand and Die, and Run Rudolph Run, which is a Christmas song. And the last of the Friday bands, we have the South Wales winners. This is a band called Torchbearer. They've got a feel of a bit of an early Killswitch Engage kind of feel, maybe a little bit heavier than that. But if you want to check them out, you've got The Warrior Spirit, Vindication, and Burn It Down. Moving on to Saturday then, you've got the Cheltenham winners. This is a band called Scorer. Don't get mixed up with Scorer the rapper, because I did, and I was very, very confused at first. There are moments in some of their songs where it sounds like Slipknot, but with a bit more hardcore elements, a bit more screaming. And if you want to go and listen to them, you've got Concrete Skull, Ignorance, and Grave Walker. Next up, you've got the Nottingham winners, Picture the Scene. This is a bit more hard rock, riff-based rock. A lot softer than most of the bands on this lineup, but still definitely well worth your time. So go and check out Goodbye, Big Boy, and Better or Worse. The winners of the Burnley heat is the Dead 13. For fans of like Parkway Drive, maybe some synth elements in there as well. A little bit of Crossfaith, things like that. And if you want to listen to them online, you've got Angels, Bloodlines, and Dark Days. And the last band of the Saturday is from Stoke. This is Bloodmoors. Kind of like Slayer, Lamb of God, a little bit of Mastodon in there as well. I can definitely see the Circle Pits already. So go and listen to Terminal Diagnosis, Crypt of the Blasphemous, and Metamorphosis. On to the Sunday then, we have the Nottingham winners, Beyond Your Design. It sounds like very early Bullet for My Valentine. It's very fast, it's melodic, and it's very, very catchy. So go and listen to Saints and Sinners, Violence Breeds Violence, and No Mercy. Now, also on the Sunday is the winners of the Planet Rock competition. This is a band called Phoenix Lake. As soon as I listened to them, I got a very Within Temptation, Hailstorm kind of style. And that's not just because they have a female singer, but in terms of the background music, some symphonic stuff they throw in there as well. So definitely go and check out Saviour, Come Alive and Hush. So that was a rundown of some of the bands that you should see at this year's Bloodstock Festival. Some of them big, some of them not so big, but all of them guaranteed to bring a great time. Is there any that you think I've missed or any that you're really excited to see? Please let me know down below. There is an Everything You Need to Know guide for Bloodstock coming very soon. So if you want to be the first to see that, then please just click the button. Again, I get confused with this, I think it's there. Please click that button to subscribe so you'll be the first to see it when it comes out. If you're going to this year's Bloodstock Festival, have a great time. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.